Good evening, guys, or should I say good day? It's evening for us. Welcome to episode 10. Nice big one for you guys today.
Yep. Happy 10th
Before we go into our
anniversary.
segments,
No, sorry, not an
say
anniversary.
again,
But no, I said happy 10th anniversary. It's not an anniversary, but
it's not
happy
anniversary.
episode 10, bro. Let's flipping go,
Happy
dude.
10 episodes, dude. Yo,
So cool. Flipping
10
mad. 10
weeks, we started our
episodes.
journey on this podcast.
10 weeks.
So,
And many, many more to go, guys. We've been loving it. We hope you have been, because, well, yeah, we just always look forward to recording
yeah,
and
listen,
uploading.
it's
So
always,
it's been awesome.
always look forward to recording these. It's always fun. It's a lot of fun. Dude, did you... So yes, I know our podcast is primarily focused on film, mixed martial arts, and football, but both of us do watch other sports, and one of the
Mhm.
sports we both enjoy watching is F1. Did you see Keanu Reeves at Silverstone? That was pretty
Oh,
sick,
yeah,
dude.
dude. It was so cool. It was so cool. A friend of mine was actually at Silverstone yesterday,
Yo,
and she was supposed to stay there today, and I was like, oh my word. If you saw Keanu Reeves, I don't know how, but you would have had to get me into Silverstone just so I could shake that man's hand, bro. I'd run up to him fast enough that the security can't catch me, shake his hand, and then I'd be like, okay, guys, you can take me now. Like, I admit defeat, you can arrest me now. Can you imagine me running up towards him? He's like, what the
dude,
fuck?
you would probably like hip toss you, dude, and be like, yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting judo throwed 100%.
you're proper, dude.
If he's holding a
Just make
pencil, I'm
sure that man
getting
doesn't have a
judoed.
Just make sure that man doesn't have a pencil, please. You're
100%. I mean,
dude,
did John Wick ever kill anyone with a headset? Because, bro, he had that big ass friggin' F1
oh,
headset on.
bro, he killed
If
an
you
oak with a pencil. He killed an oak with a book. That, bro, you could probably kill an oak with a shoe, bro. Even.
yeah, probably.
Do you know what? I reckon he was there for protection for Hamilton and Charles Leclerc's dog, dude.
Yeah.
I can imagine the two of them coming to him and saying, "Keanu, would you mind looking after the dogs?" And he'd be like, "Yeah." Okay, let's move on.
Right.
So today's film segment, we're going to be speaking obviously about. Uh, so this is something we've been wanting to do for a while. We said we would hold off on this until it's one of the big episodes, which is episode 10. Once again, guys, thank you for staying loyal with us and watching these episodes. It means a lot to myself and Dino. So today's film subject is films that made us passionate about cinema. So basically, how we've structured this is, Dee, do you want to go ahead and explain?
Yeah, so like Mark's saying, we wanted to, almost start stretching our legs before we could start running away with this thing because, guys, you don't understand the topics that we have to discuss. We've got so many cool things to talk about.
Yeah.
And like Mark said, we held off for episode 10. We wanted it to be a proper discussion and basically, if you're used to the formula of the pod, we haven't really sort of introduced ourselves. We kind of just got into it. That's what we wanted. We don't want like a formula and all of this, but basically today is going to be a taste of why he and I do this podcast, why we bond so much about film. I mean, when we met, we started talking about football. I'm not sure why I carried on speaking to you when you told me you were an Arsenal fan. I was like, oh, I don't know.
Weird.
Friends with this guy. No, I'm joking. As long as you weren't a United fan, that was the rule. I was like, mate, if he says United, that's a wrap. And then once we spoke about film, the floodgates just opened, and that's been our friendship ever since. So
100%.
15 years later, we're still geeking out about movies. So that's basically what today is.
Amazing.
We want to just discuss. It was extremely difficult, but we want to
Oh,
discuss like five. If you could bookmark five films that really made us passionate about cinema. Now, when we say that, we sort of want to sound pretentious and stuff, but we are a podcast that are very passionate about cinema. And it doesn't mean the place where you go to watch movies. I mean, sure, that is called a cinema, but we mean the art form itself. The
100%. You
entire
said it
process of
perfectly. The art form.
movie gets onto that screen. Um, I'm obsessed with film. I want to learn every aspect about it. I could talk to you for days about cinematography and editing and directing and writing and on my word,
Yes.
music. Yeah, just the entire process. So we want to not just say it's not just about what movies that we love that got us into going to the cinema or watching movies. It's what got us into the art form, why we're so passionate
100%.
about cinema itself.
Yes.
Um, there will be more of these. We're going to break it down into more specific categories like five directors, five actors, five composers, five
100%. But we'll do
cinematographers.
that obviously at a later stage. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So this is just a little taste of what made us so passionate about cinema and why we're here doing this podcast. Because as much as I love football and MMA, uh, film is the thing I'm most passionate about in this world. It's film and then music
100%.
and then sport.
Same as me. Same as
Yeah.
me. Well, more on the cinema side, and obviously there is some, especially music scores that when it comes to music, that's what I love listening to. But yeah,
Mm.
we'll get into that on another subject. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna go. So the way I've structured my list is my first memory as a kid, and like the first movie that obviously I saw a lot of movies when I was a kid. There was cartoons. I was my mom and dad always used to say to me that I was obsessed with Ninja Turtles. Loved Ninja Turtles.
Mm.
I couldn't go. I couldn't go anywhere near a store if there was a Ninja Turtle in the shop window because I would want it.
Mm.
But obviously, there was many movies I saw way before the first one that I'm going to mention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
We're
do.
going
We'll change
chronologically,
it
so
up.
we're going from the beginning to
Yeah,
the latest one of the list.
100%, hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so technically it's number five.
well,
Number
we're not.
five is.
We're just going your first one. Yeah. Just to
Yeah,
not
yeah,
confuse
that's right.
people, we're not ranking these films in order. We're going chronologically
100%.
from our earliest memory, or well, not earliest memory,
Yes,
the first film that got us into what is
hundred
this?
percent. Yeah,
To whichever one is the latest. However, further along that is, we haven't discussed. I
hundred
have
percent.
no idea what time span you've got.
Yeah,
You have no idea how long mine is. So let's go.
yeah.
Let the games begin. What's
Okay.
your first one, brother?
So number one movie that started me on my
Mm,
journey in enjoying cinema is The
mm,
Lion King. Okay, I was 7 years old. That
love
movie
that.
is it's a very, very special movie to me. It's a very
Mm,
special movie to me
mm,
because it introduced me to my favorite music composer, who is Hans Zimmer,
mm-hmm,
as I've stated before.
mm,
Um, that movie is an all-time classic. It is, in my opinion, it is the pinnacle of, well, the pinnacle of animation. There's very few that can compete with it. The only one that I can think of is like what's it, Prince of Egypt. That's the only one that comes close to it.
what a shout.
I would put those two very, very close together. But
Mm,
The Lion King is just, it's a beautiful film. It's an amazing story. And it's definitely a movie that I encourage to many people, especially with people with kids. Show your
mm,
kids that movie. Don't show
mm,
them the love remake. Show
mm.
your kids that movie because it is beautiful. It is an honestly
Good.
beautiful movie.
Mm,
Um, yeah, like I said, it's a special movie to me. It's a very special movie to me. So yeah.
Mm. What's the
Okay,
first
what's your?
scene you think of when you think of that film?
Oh, dude. Obviously the beginning with that music playing, and they all leading up to Pride Rock. I mean, that's always in my head. That's always in
Mm,
my head, especially when you hear that opening sequence and stuff. It's
mm,
incredible. It really is incredible. It's that. It's Elton John's what's it? What's the name of that song again, dude?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Can you feel the love tonight? Thank you. It's that. It's no, just like the different characters. I was obsessed with Timon and Pumbaa.
Mhm.
Um, that was Akuma Matata. All those things. It's amazing for me.
Mm,
It was incredible, absolutely
yeah,
incredible. Unfortunately, the sequels and the remakes that they try to do never quite reached the the top that the first one was. So yeah, like I said, very special movie to me.
yeah. I didn't mind the second one, if I'm honest. I agree with you. Obviously did not live up to the first one, but when Disney were doing those straight to video sequels, I did enjoy Simba's Pride. I won't lie. That second one was good. Obviously, nothing like the first one, but
100% good.
my
And then
sister
also
enjoyed Lion King too.
Also, one of my favorite things in that movie is Jeremy Irons' score. Yes, that
Oh,
man was amazing.
about to
Oh my
mention
word, it's so good.
Long Live the
That,
King. Oh,
yeah, yes, that is, yeah. And I
that
mean,
was,
that man's voice it's incredible. It's
yeah.
incredible.
I think that's one of his best performances, and that's no disrespect to him. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor. But in terms of voice acting, if voice acting was an Oscar category, he would have won easily.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
of
he's
course, dude.
phenomenal
Definitely,
as Scar. Um,
definitely.
just a fun fact about Scar for people who don't know: in Hercules, when he's like obviously become all famous and stuff, he actually
Yes,
wears
I
Scar
remember
as a main.
that. I do remember that. That was brilliant.
Yeah, it's so cool. Got a little Easter egg. Yeah, for me, the first thing I think of with The Lion King is, oh, dude, I get like goosebumps and whew, it's hard to like not get emotional. But the scene where he sees his father in the scar, dude, oh,
Yeah,
that that scene is just it's perfect. James Earl
it is.
Jones, everyone goes on about him as Darth Vader, and I mean, listen, he's the perfect. I couldn't imagine anyone voicing Darth Vader. But
Yeah.
when I think of James Earl Jones, may he rest in peace, his work as Mufasa is just oh,
Oh, of
mm,
course, dude. Listen,
it's
that's
something else.
another iconic voice, dude. That's an
Yeah,
iconic voice. So yeah.
something else. Funnily enough, okay, we nearly had the same number one,
Sure.
so
Okay.
close. But the first memory I have of, like you said, there were cartoons. I mean, I was obsessed with like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry. I could still watch that stuff now on repeat. I wouldn't get anything done.
Still amazing. It's better than most of the animations are today, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry is amazing. So obviously had all that kind of stuff on, cool. But the first thing that really like I had to like stop and be like, what is this? Like where's the gags, where's the jokes? Because I mean, Tom and Jerry Looney Tunes has no narrative; it's just gags and jokes, right? Um,
100%.
that was I'll never forget. I have such a vivid memory of this film starting for the first time, and that for me is The Beauty and the Beast. I
Sure.
adore
Shot, man.
that film. It's the first animated movie. Not this isn't to justify my choice, but it's the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture. Um,
Dude.
it's a
Okay.
film that I put on today, and it takes me back to that place where I was. Like I don't even remember where I was, but I can vividly remember someone putting a cassette tape in, and everything changed after that day. I was like, what is this? I don't understand what I'm watching. I thought the stuff on the TV for kids was just jokes and the
Yeah,
Roadrunner running away from Wile E. Coyote or Jerry trying to get away from Tom. Like, why am I feeling these emotions? I
yeah.
didn't know the
Listen,
TV could do this to me.
that movie
Yeah, I was about 5, 6. I had already seen like some movies, but yeah, Beauty and the Beast. There's levels like we commonly say on this podcast. I mean, it's a beautiful, haunting. Oh, it's just yeah, so many combinations of things, but
it's brilliant.
that
It
is
is brilliant.
beautiful. It's so beautiful, and
It's a, it's a
yeah,
great
I
film,
actually
dude.
always fight
Really is a
between
great
that and The Lion King. I don't know which one's my favorite Disney movie, but those are my top two easily. So if we ever rank Disney
film.
movies, I'm giving away my top two already.
That's a
But
that's a tough
um,
one to rank. Be a
it's
tough one
so
to
tough.
rank eventually when you do that.
It's so tough because like Beast's story and just how and we can all kind of relate to one of them. I think at any given time in our lives, we can either relate to Belle or we can relate to Beast. Um, it's my favorite love story. It's so beautiful, and yeah, that's got a very sentimental and special place. I love how there's a guy talking with the Jurassic Park background about how amazing beautiful, yeah, about how amazing Beauty and the Beast is.
Well, dude, you know
Welcome
what?
to the
So
podcast.
speaking, you know what? Actually, dude, number two is Jurassic Park for me. Yeah. I mean,
Oh, that's a good segue. Come
I
on.
was I was 10 years old when I watched that, dude. So
Hmm.
obviously I was a bit too young to watch it when it came out. Um, I
Just
remember.
get boat so much.
Say again? Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, dude, I love that scene when that dad gets charred. Oh, it's the best. But yes, that little shit got what he deserved. But yo, um, it's a pity it wasn't Black Phillip the bastard. Um, yeah, listen, dude. For me, number two is. I mean, this is. Oh, but like, I remember watching this movie at home with my dad. My dad had rented it on a VHS. For some people who don't know what that is, it's a cassette tape. And I still remember him saying to me, "Don't tell your mom that we're gonna watch this."
Oh, that was the best thing to hear
I was like,
growing up.
"Okay, cool." Obviously, I watch it, and that same night I didn't sleep well because I was scared of the Raptors coming to get me. So yeah, so I go to bed and I got my BB gun under the pillow, just waiting for them to come. So yeah, but
My
no,
BB
seriously.
gun, that's amazing. I love that so much.
So I mean, look, it is
Oh, it's so good.
that movie from a from a practical effects thing that blew me away, and I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. I mean,
Mm.
I watched that I watched it again about 2 years ago, and I was still like, this was ahead of its time.
Oh, yeah, it
It was
still
way
holds
ahead
up.
of its
It
time.
still holds up today,
It
100%.
still holds up. It's still the best one in the franchise. I don't care what anyone
By
says.
far,
None of
by
them come close to it. It's
far.
it's young. It's it's once again the we'll put it into size matters. It's the Harry not Harry Kane Harry Maguire forehead levels. Um, so yeah, it's like I say, the like the way they designed the dinosaurs. It was all animatronics.
Mm,
Um, John Williams' score to this day still gets me every time.
mm.
Um, those Raptors, oh yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, the first Jurassic Park is amazing.
yeah, it's very good. It is good.
and it still holds up. It really does.
Yeah.
Like you said, far ahead of its time. It's quite funny how life imitates art with that film, because it's all about bringing something back to life, and all the sequels have never been able to reach the first one. It's quite interesting,
Definitely not.
but it's just life
And
imitating
also,
art.
it opened. I became obsessed with dinosaurs after that movie. I was obsessed with them.
Mm, mm,
Absolutely obsessed with them. I wanted to get, when I was a kid, I wanted to get all these toys that were like a T-Rex and Velociraptor. It was amazing. It was absolutely
mm.
amazing. Um, so yeah, that's my number two. What's your number two, D?
Okay, this podcast is going to be like 7 hours long if I carry on talking about this movie, so I'm going to try and be brief. Um, yeah, dude, I watched this movie when it came out Sunday night. If anyone, remembers that, you'd have to wait on a Sunday night to like watch a movie that I'd never shown on TV before. So it would obviously go to the cinema, and
Yeah.
you'd wait like a year or whatever it was, and then it would come out on a Sunday night. And again, I vividly remember watching this. We didn't have the VHS, but we recorded it. And I still remember before the film started, it played. I mean, they don't do it anymore, which is a pity, but like when they used to sell Tazos and stuff in a packet of crisps, they were advertising Dragonheart on like a packet of Simba chips.
Ooh.
Get like I think it was like a Dragonheart Tazo or something. So for anyone who knows Dragonheart, that's how we're dating this film. But this movie, it's so special to me. It opened up my love for martial arts, why I got into boxing and why I got into Muay Thai, and obviously now why I love MMA and stuff like that. And obviously because Mark got me into MMA as well. But I mean, I've always been obsessed with martial arts. It's because of this film, and it's Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Oh,
Um,
dude. Chat. Chat.
Jason Scott Lee's performance as Bruce is still my favorite to this day. No one's been able to play Bruce like he did. No, they were not related. A lot of people say they are, they won't. They just have the same surname. Um, his performance is unbelievable. The music in that film is one of my favorite scores of all time.
Very good, dude.
Sometimes
It
when
is
I
very
need that
good.
extra boost in the morning, I'll listen to the opening, and yeah, just thinking about it's getting my heart racing. That score is unbelievable. I think they really captured the essence of what Bruce Lee stood for. It's such an underrated movie. Please see it. It's not just like your usual biopic.
Nah,
They really got
it
into the
is a special movie.
soul of the
It
man
is
and
a
what he
special movie.
struggled with. And look, they did dramatize some of the things, like with how he broke his back. That's not really how he broke his back, but
Yes.
just thematically, I think they kind of tried to use metaphor there and just go, sure, this isn't how it happened, but internally, this is probably how he felt when he broke his back. It's very deep, and without sounding like pretentious, I don't think people understood what they were going for. They were trying to show the inside of the man and go, he may have hurt his back lifting weights, yes, and that's what really happened. But internally, how did it make him feel? He felt defeated. He felt like someone had beaten him. And without
100%, dude.
spoiling the film, that's what happened. That's
Technically,
why
he
it
was
was
the
so
first.
special.
Technically, he was the first mixed martial artist, dude.
Yes, yes,
Think
yeah,
about it.
yeah. Yep, Into the Dragon. He's got the MMA gloves. He put the diamond
Pretty cool
armbar
to
there.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he did.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I could talk about Bruce Lee for hours.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone
legend.
knows the
Absolutely
last
legend.
pod. I had a
Absolutely
Bruce Lee
legend.
T-shirt on, and
Yeah,
yeah. So that movie is very special to me. Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story was definitely a huge turning point
ah,
in my passion for
dude,
films. Unbelievable.
that's a shot, D. That's a shot,
Yeah,
bud.
yeah, yeah.
Sure. Okay. Number three for me is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's this would make my top five 100%.
Mm.
I was 13 years old when I watched this. My mom and dad sneaked me into the cinema with them, and it's Gladiator. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yo, I love this. Yeah. Uh, if you've been living under a rock, or if you were born after that movie came out, do yourself a favor, watch it. It's
Mm.
beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It really is a beautiful movie. It's probably, in my opinion, it's Ripley Scott's best film.
Mm.
It's it's one of Hans Zimmer's best scores that he's ever done.
Mm.
I cannot listen to that last oh, I can't listen to that last score without getting choked up,
Mm.
because
Mm.
it's just it hits something very deep,
No,
and
it does.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Mm.
Um, yeah, what a movie. Yes, what a movie.
No, it's powerful. Powerful. And just to speak to like the magic of movies, one of the most iconic shots is him when he's walking and he's just like sort of brushing his fingers. And I mean
100%.
that happened by complete accident. They had a stunt guy was doing it, and Ridley Scott was like, "Roll the camera," and
Yep.
that's where they got that shot, and it ended up becoming probably the most iconic shot of the film. I would say a lot of people think
Yeah, it
of
is.
the moment.
It is,
Uh,
dude. It
Without
definitely.
spoiling the film, it's a beautiful moment. So
And I mean that quote that he says in the beginning of the movie. What's it? What we do in life echoes for eternity. I love that saying. It's one of my
mm,
favorite sayings.
yeah,
It's yeah. Listen, that's a movie I could talk about for days and days and days.
yeah,
Um, what a film! What an absolutely beautiful movie. One of
hmm
the all-time best ever made. Yeah.
absolutely, 100%. Um, yeah, brother. To carry on our trend, I think we've done this every episode that we've had the same, at least one same film placed on the same spot. My number three is Gladiator as well.
Oh, good.
Um,
Okay.
so
I'm
shot.
glad.
Yeah, that movie changed everything for me.
Same.
I didn't know movies could be that. I didn't even know what the Oscars were at this point.
Correct.
And my mom kept hearing about this film that everyone was going on about, and that they were saying, it was going to win the Oscar, and that this actor was probably going to win Best Actor. And I was like, oh, I didn't know there was like a ceremony for movies. That's amazing. And my mom took my sister and I after school one day to go see it, and I'll never forget that day. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I I'm very grateful and blessed for the opportunities that my mother gave me growing up, and that's definitely one day that even today I still thank her and I go, thank you so much for taking me to watch Gladiator, because I my passion for movies just erupted that day. I didn't know movies were capable of being that, and I stayed
Brilliant.
up that Sunday night. Obviously, when the Oscars happened, we stayed up to see if Gladiator was going to win Best Movie and Best Actor, and it did. It swept. I'm not quite sure how many Oscars it won, but he won Best Actor. The film won Best Picture, and
Yes. Yeah.
since then,
Zimmer didn't get best score though, did he?
no, no, criminally not.
Stick.
Um, but I can actually just double check quickety stickety. But yeah, since Gladiator, like people ask me, but why do you watch the Oscars? Like, and that's always it's one of my go. Obviously, I watch the Oscars because I'm passionate about cinema. Do I agree with the Academy Awards? That's a podcast for another day. But no, I don't. But I do watch it because I still stand by the fact that it's still a celebration of cinema. It's important
100%.
that those award shows happen. Um, how do you compare movies? Well, you can't. It's subjective, and we're getting into a whole other tangent now. But the point is it's still a celebration. Good movies are being recognized that some may not have seen, and this is topics for other day. Like we could do, what movie would
Mm.
you have never heard of or watched if it hadn't been nominated for an Oscar? I mean, there's plenty. But I've watched every Academy Awards ceremony since Gladiator. I couldn't
Sure.
wait. I said, "Mom, please, can I just, I'll wake up tomorrow morning and all of this. Like, can I please just watch this film?" And my mom was like, "No, of course. Can I watch the Oscars?" And it's the
I
first
used
time
to,
we
I
watched it
used to,
together.
I used to ask my dad to record it, and then when I
Yeah,
got home from school, I'd
yeah,
watch the Academy Awards and stuff too. It
yeah.
was
It's
pretty cool.
awesome. Yeah, so it was
Um,
nominated for 9 Oscars, but it won for visual effects, sound, costume design, best actor, and best
oh,
picture.
yeah,
I mean, it should have
agreed,
won a lot more, but yeah,
agreed.
Gladiator is unbelievable. So, guys, if you haven't seen it, believe the hype.
Please watch
It
it.
will.
Please watch it. It
If
is
you haven't
so
seen
good.
Gladiator in years, rewatch it. It's probably even better than you remember it being. It is unbelievable. So yeah, that's how I
No,
was saying.
it's
Same number
amazing.
3. That's awesome.
Yeah,
What's your
sure,
number 4?
okay. But number four is I can't make it just one movie, dude. It's a trilogy, and that's Lord of the Rings, dude. It's Lord of the Rings. Um, yeah,
We've got
yeah.
the same number 4. Sorry, that's why I'm laughing.
Oh, jeez, yo, okay. But if we have the same number five, then I wouldn't be surprised. But to be honest,
If we've got the same number
um,
5, that's it. We're the best movie podcast. We're like same brain, one mic. Let's go.
100%. Just the only thing is we support different football clubs. But anyway, we'll leave that.
Yeah, but
Um, yeah, but I mean, I watched the director's cut last year again of all three, and yeah, they are unbelievable. They are. I don't want to swear, but they are effing unbelievable.
hmm.
Um, it's it's just on a whole nother different level. It could easily be the best trilogy ever made.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Um,
For
yeah,
sure.
there's yeah. I mean, those movies are unflippin' believable. They
Yeah.
really are. And yeah, I can't say anything else. I really can't. It's just
Yeah, it's
it's
hard. How do you encapsulate
yeah,
those movies in, even in an hour is hard. I mean, there's so much to talk about.
yes,
There's the acting,
exactly.
there's the production, there's the score. I mean, Howard Shaw's music for Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
dude, I love listening to that particular score. Um, like when the Urukars come in at the gym
Mm-hmm.
when I'm feeling a little flat, it just gets me gets me in that zone, in that John Wick zone. Not killing people with pencils, but lifting heavy weights.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Or Frodo.
um, yo,
Yeah.
no, listen, those movies are unbelievable. Those movies are
So they are.
unbelievable,
They are. I think if
and
J.R. was alive, he'd be very happy with those films.
100%.
I mean, if you read the books, the movies completely captured them. I mean, it's like right off the page.
Yes,
Um, and Peter Jackson used a lot of illustrations that were used in later editions for Lord of the Rings. Um, Tolkien saw those illustrations, so that was super cool. I mean,
yeah,
I have no doubt he would have loved the work that Peter Jackson did with so much respect as well. He had so much reverence for the writing and the books. Movies are not made like that anymore. I mean, Lord of the Rings would hold up
No,
against anything that came out now. Anything. Anything.
100%, dude. I,
Uh,
it absolutely annihilates everything, dude.
yeah.
Sorry, nothing comes close to it, dude. Really,
No.
nothing
And
comes
even
close.
from production, there's like just a production aspect where, okay, yes, Gollum is obviously CGI'd, and I mean that's what brought in the age of motion capture. Motion capture wasn't really a thing until Andy Serkis played Gollum. But the fact
Yes,
that the orcs, it was all practical. Hollywood, please, can we please go back to practical?
yeah.
Give
Let's
these
please
makeup
go back to
artists,
practical
they
because
do let
it's
them work. It's so much better practically, man. Motion capture, okay, fine, it works for certain things, but you'll never beat practical. And I'll always just say, watch Lord of the Rings. I don't even have to have an argument or a reason. I'll say, watch Lord of the Rings.
watch it.
Practical all the way.
It's good. It is unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. I know I'm
Yeah.
saying that a lot tonight. It really is that. It
Well, I
really,
mean,
really is.
we're talking about five massive movies. Listen, so I'm going to cheat a little bit then because we've had the same two twice now. I'm going to add
Yeah.
one. Um,
Okay.
and for me, yeah, again, this film was just, I don't really know how to phrase this, but it was just two actors at their prime, literally. And I don't want to say the word because I'm going to give away the title, but they were literally just. It was two actors at their prime, just meeting each other and showing their chops. It's one of my favorite films. It's in my all-time top 10, and that is John Woo's Face Off. Um,
Oh, yo. Yeah,
Literally
listen.
remember the first time I saw it. Um, just to share that you what you said about hiding your BB gun under your pillow because of the dinosaurs. I watched Face Off at a very young age. And I'll admit that I was scared that somebody was going to do that to me, that they were going to swap my face. Somebody else was going to like take my place as me, and then I wouldn't be able to like live with my mom anymore. So, yeah, I was a bit freaked out at the end of it, but my goodness, what a movie. The score as well, like that track that plays right at the end. But Nicolas Cage, it's one of my favorite performances of all time. He's again, there's the word again, but he's unbelievable as Castor Troy.
It's good, dude.
That's
It's
gotta
great.
be like my Mount Rushmore of greatest performances of all time.
No, he was
What
good
Nick
in that,
Cage
dude.
did in that movie was unbelievable, and you know what? His career didn't quite go the way everyone thought it was gonna go, but I have to give John Travolta his props. He's amazing in Face Off. He's
Bro, John Travolta wasn't in that movie. It was Nick Cage and Nick Cage, dude.
There you go. Sorry, that's my mistake. That's the biggest rookie mistake. Nick Cage played both characters 100%. Actually, John Travolta isn't even a person. It's just Nick Cage playing another actor. So that's him in Grease and Pulp Fiction. It's all Nick Cage. He's
Saturday
been
Night
playing
Live.
100%. Saturday Night Fever. Yeah. Um,
Sorry, that one. Not in, not Saturday Night Live.
yeah. So
Yo. Okay.
yeah, Face Off has to be there for me then. Yeah, it was a big turning point for me as well, just in terms of acting. I was like, what is this? I didn't know actors could be this good. Unbelievable.
No, he
So
was.
good.
Dude, that movie was cool,
All
man.
that
I do
movie.
remember that movie. It was awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was
Sure.
awesome.
Okay. Number 5 is something we watched together. It is top 2 for me of all time. I
Oof.
remember walking out of the cinema with you, and we were like, "What the f did we just watch?" Like
Mm,
in a good way.
mm.
It, yeah, it was just incredible.
I know
And
what you're gonna.
that ending is your, that ending to this day, it still makes people question what's going on, and that's
Mm-hmm,
Inception.
mm-hmm.
It's Inception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
What can be said about Inception
what
in
can be said about
in an
Inception, dude?
hour? Honestly, what can be said? I mean,
Yeah, there's not
I,
enough time, dude. There isn't enough
no.
time.
Ironically, there's just not enough
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
A perfect movie. It's when people ask
yeah,
you like, what's the perfect movie? Inception's very high up there.
Inception.
It is a
Yeah,
perfect film.
Inception is, yeah, it's, if there was a list of movies that are goated, it's there,
Hmm.
100%.
Oh, 100%. That's my
It's,
top three of all time, right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is an absolute genius, and that is, in my opinion, that's his best film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
in my opinion, that's his
there's
best film.
definitely an argument for that, 100%. I don't think
Look, I love it.
we don't get any of his later movies without Inception. We don't get Tenet. We don't get Interstellar.
Yeah,
We don't even get
we don't get
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, Inception was just yeah far ahead of its time. I mean, you watch it today and you feel
way
like
ahead
it
of
came
its
out
time.
today.
I mean,
That's
I
but
watched it in hospital last year because I was in hospital for about 4 months, and yes, it still blew me away watching it again. And like, you know what's gonna happen, you know how this is gonna end. I've watched that movie countless times, and that ending still gets me to this day.
every time.
To
Yeah.
this day, it still gets me. I mean, I love that movie so much that one of the soundtracks is my ringtone. So yeah,
I mean, I've
it's
got
my
the
ringtone on my
totem
phone.
tattoo, so if anyone is wondering what that is, that's the thing that Dom uses to
The
spin
totem,
to
yeah.
know whether he's dreaming or not. So,
Yeah, yeah. Listen,
yeah,
it's incredible. The way that movie starts, the way it ends, yeah, it is unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. And
yeah,
track that plays at the end, it's called Time.
time.
That's probably my favorite Hans Zimmer track of all time. It is, oh, it's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
It's mad.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
What's your number five, D?
Um, oh, dude, now you've got me thinking about Inception. How am I supposed to talk about anything else now? Oh, Inception's just, yeah, please. You know, that's another one. If you saw it like many years ago, watch it again. It's it gets better and better the more you watch it. It's just
Yeah.
something that you never get. It never gets boring. It's never dull. You never get used to it. It's just it's so good. And I mean that line that one of the characters gives, where she says, you know, you're waiting for a train. Oh, I know that line
But,
backwards.
mm,
It's so powerful. Um, yeah, yeah. No, Inception. Yeah, anything to do with family, and that's got me. And you know, people. What irritates me is people narrow Inception down to being, oh, it's a movie about dreams, and it's like it's so much more than that.
so much more. So much more.
So much more
So
than
much.
that.
It's
Uh,
yeah,
so yeah,
it's brilliant. It really is brilliant.
no,
Okay.
it is.
What's your honorable mention, D?
Well, my number five is a
Oh,
film
sorry. My bad.
that I my mom rented for me at the what was it, the video store. I was too young to see it at the cinema. Mom, I'm sorry for all the fines you had to pay because you took it a week later because I couldn't stop watching it. But I watched this movie 24 times in 1 week, something ridiculous like that. Yeah. You could press mute on this movie, and I will say line for line for line for line. I know this movie backwards, and it was quite cool because my final year in primary school we did a film study, and it was on this movie, and I was like, oh, easy days, come at me, bro. And then the teacher would even like let me read a book and like draw and stuff while they spoke about the movie because I mean I used to quote to it. It's like, okay, shut up, go read and do your thing, whatever. The rest of the class need to learn about it. and that is The Matrix. The Matrix
Oh,
changed
dude, shout
changed
mate,
me for me.
shout.
It was another game changer. Bullet time, slow mo. It had martial arts, but it had machines, and it had listen. I grew up on martial arts movies, as I explained earlier. Was always obsessed with martial arts, and the way The Matrix just combined that and like future and listen, I could talk
No, it
about The Matrix,
was
or I could have a podcast just about The Matrix and just the first one. I love the other two, but the first one alone, I could have an entire podcast just discussing that
oh,
film.
listen, those movies are those movies are incredible. They are.
No,
I enjoyed them.
that's first.
I
That
enjoyed
first one.
I enjoyed all
So,
three of them. Very good. Very
yeah,
good, dude.
yeah. If people haven't seen
Um,
The Animatrix as well, please watch it. The Animatrix is really good.
yes.
It tells you a
Yeah,
lot of
that was
stuff. It tells you how the war with the machine started and why the sky's covered with that black cloud. It's really cool, like the world building and stuff. And in the time we're in, the Matrix is just becoming more and more relevant, and I don't want to get into that.
it's
But
true. It's true, bro.
it's a film that I literally just watched over and over, and I've always wanted to see it at the cinema. And then luckily, a few years ago, it had its 20th anniversary, and it showed at the cinema, and I got to see it on the big screen. And it's one of it's weird. It's a movie I've seen so many times, and yet that's still one of my favorite theatrical experiences because
Mm.
I got to see one of my
True.
favorite movies on the big screen for the first time. Um,
Very
I
good, dude.
adore The Matrix. So yeah, what is your honorable mention?
Dude, so it was tough not to put this in the top five, but so you were saying you watched The Matrix 24 times in a week. I watched this movie 7 times in 3 days. Um, and it was, I paid full admission for every single time for it. And it's The Dark Knight.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be on your list, but then again, you went
Like I
with
said,
Inception, so you can't.
yeah,
You were gonna put two Nolan, so I get why. Yeah,
that's the thing, dude. Like, it would be unfair just to put. Listen, Christopher Nolan's my favorite director of all time. There's a go.
yeah. Those top
There's
five could all be Nolan movies. It could all be his stuff
100%,
easily.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, The Dark Knight. The movie itself is unbelievable. It's brilliant. Um, but what one of the points that makes it for me is Heath Ledger's performance, because I don't recall being so wrong about an actor playing a certain role.
Yeah.
The Joker is my favorite villain by far. In in
In
comic
anything.
book, yeah, in comic book lore, in like anything that's fiction. But so when he was cast, I was like, "What are you guys doing? No,
Yeah.
man."
Me too. Yeah.
But then, when you see that first picture of him and you see that opening scene
Oh.
with him, oh, dude, the I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. That's where John Wick got Kill of the Week from, by the way. Um, so it's yeah. Listen, it's
Oh, that was good.
yeah. The scene, the scene where he's walking out of the hospital. Um, when you start to do like a deep dive on that film, and you see what an amazing talent that guy was, and the way he portrayed that character, it's unbelievable. Like, listen, it's got very little like accuracies in terms of the Joker itself in comic law, if I'm not mistaken, D.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Nolan's own interpretation of the character.
yeah,
Completely fresh.
100%. And but that's exactly what it was. It was fresh, dude. It was
Yeah.
fresh. Yes, Jack Nicholson was great. He was brilliant as the Joker. but wow, did Heath Ledger, he hit it out of the park. I mean, he was the
Unbelievable. He
first.
stole the entire movie.
He, no, he did, dude. He did. Every scene that he was in, you were
Yeah.
so captivated. You were, dude.
Mm.
I was obsessed, mate. I was obsessed with that movie. I was absolutely obsessed with that movie. I could not get enough of it. I could
No.
not get enough of it. It was like this. His screen presence in that film is, dude. It's second to none, bud. It's second to none. And like, I mean, we've spoken about this plenty times. Christian Bale's in it, dude, and he's brilliant. He's fantastic.
Mm. Yeah, Maggie
He's
Gyllenhaal's
so
brilliant.
over.
Eric Scott's really good. Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, Gary
Exactly, dude.
Oldman.
I
It's a
mean, that
great
cast,
cast. Heath Ledger just stole the show.
he stole
It's
the
his
show. He
movie.
stole the show. And I mean, he became the first actor to win a Oscar playing a comic book character, which is
Hmm.
brilliant.
Hmm.
So yeah, dude. For me, that's an honorable mention. But it, like I said,
Yeah.
it just missed my top five.
No,
Yo,
of course. Yeah.
it was tough not to put it in. It really was tough not to put it in. But the
No.
thing is like with this topic, but it's so difficult to just choose five. It really is.
No, it
Like
is. That's
this,
why
I had
we'll
to,
spend later on, and we'll,
yeah,
we'll do 5 performances, 5 composers, 5 directors, 5 this,
yeah,
5 that.
yes,
Just so we can expand further. Because yeah, we could do multiple top fives of this. I mean,
hundred
there
percent.
were so many movies that I've had to leave out, and then next week or next month I'm going to be thinking of something. Oh no, wait, how did I not say that?
How
So
did I miss that? Too?
um,
How did I
yeah,
miss that?
uh, one hundred
What's your
percent.
honorable mention?
You're gonna be proud. You're gonna you're gonna love this. I had to mention the individual, but I will mention the film.
Okay,
But this individual, he's on my Mount Rushmore. I grew up watching this person's films. I'm a huge fan of his, even to this day. He's impacted my life, not just cinema, but outside of movies as well. I got into, physical fitness is super important to me. It's a big part of my life. I wouldn't, or don't think I would have done all those things if it weren't for him, and that is Sylvester Stallone. I
sure.
can't imagine me getting into movies without mentioning Sly. He's someone that I'd love to meet. I don't want a selfie. I don't want an autograph. I just want to shake his hand and say thank you. Literally, if I could just shake his hand and say thank you, that would be cool. But the closest I've gotten to that is he's liked 2 comments of mine on Instagram, and he responded to one of them, and he put
That's
the
awesome,
the fist emoji, and I was like, I can die happy man now.
man.
But the film was First Blood. First Blood, yeah.
Oh,
I
dude.
watched that way too young, but
Yo,
my goodness, yeah. I would be remiss if I did not mention Sylvester Stallone. So I had to. So Sly, wherever you are, I freaking love you, dude. Thanks for everything. Thanks for those
he's
responses on Instagram, and I
we
still
don't
want to
get
meet.
we don't get action stars like it anymore, D. Unfortunately, but
No, and I mean just his writing as well, dude. Like his writing, I mean that monologue in Rocky where he talks about he just wants to go the distance with Creed. People don't understand how deep that line is. It's not a
yeah,
Hollywood movie where it's like, oh,
it's true.
the rookie's gonna beat the champion, the underdog's gonna win. This guy was like, I'm a loser, I'm a piece of trash, but if I can just go the distance, oh, dude, if that doesn't get you out of bed in the morning, I don't know what will. Literally, I mean, I
Well,
have
listen,
days
dude.
where I'm flat and I'm like, I want to stay in bed, and I'm just like, would Rocky stay in bed? Get your ass out
No, you
of here
wouldn't.
and go get your shit done. So whenever you're in doubt, ask yourself, what would Rocky do?
That's
uh,
brilliant.
yeah, no,
So yeah, okay.
love him.
So just to recap our lists. Lion King for me, Jurassic Park, Gladiator, Lord of the Rings trilogy, Inception, and The Dark Knight. What's yours?
Love that. Okay, so and then also speaking of tattoos, there's also Lord of the Rings tattoos. So thank you guys. Thanks. Get on it. Lord of the Rings for one. My top five are my Beauty and the Beast tattoo is actually on my back. No, I'm joking. I don't have one. My top five are Beauty and the Beast, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, Gladiator, Face Off, The Matrix, and my honorable mention was Stallone.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to something that's not great. Yo. I wish they would just kill the franchise already. I really wish they would just kill it off. Please stop. Please stop. Please. Please, Hollywood. Please. Come up with. Why don't they make a Dino Riders movie? That's original. It's something
Dude,
different.
no one else is doing dinosaurs, and it's like, okay, well, we'll just make more
Yeah,
Jurassic Park. Like, can no one else do a movie about dinosaurs? Do
I don't know.
Jurassic Park just
I don't know
hold the
anymore,
copyright
dude.
to the word freaking dinosaur that they're the only ones that can do a movie about
I can't,
dinosaurs?
mate. So yeah,
Um,
look. Obviously, we're talking about Jurassic Park Rebirth. Um, just quick spoiler: Xenomorph makes an appearance at the end of the movie. Um, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
If you are as confused as I am with that statement, believe it. I promise you, it's just obviously an enlarged. It's an enlarged version of a xenomorph.
Dude, you know what it
Yeah.
is?
To
It's if the
tell
face
me.
hugger went onto Maguire, that's the xenomorph that would come
Wow.
out.
Yes, dude. Um,
Oh, bruh, that 4-8 filled up that whole screen. I was like, yes.
dude. The funny thing is, he'd still miss the ball and it'd go past him and Onana, dude. So yeah, there's no win there, dude. Okay,
Oh my
so
god.
just going back to the film, it has its moments. It's a movie that I put into the category of it's like a popcorn movie, but it's at the moment I would put it on in the background while I'm cleaning the house just to have noise.
Those
I'm
are
being
real. That's a
very
real
honest.
category, people. He's not joking. That's a real
So
category.
yeah,
For real.
look, for me, it, it's very I don't mind the franchise, I really don't, but there's some proper hit and misses. This isn't as bad as Jurassic Park 3. It's it's also not as bad as Dominion, but yeah, it's nowhere close to the original, the second one, and then the fourth one. I enjoyed the fourth one.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, for me, it's a very soft 2 out of 5.
Ooh, okay. Look, I'm not a. You're definitely the Jurassic Park fan out of the two of us. I never got into this franchise. Can't tell you why. Just never appealed to me. I do say the first one is a great film, and it is. The first one's amazing. But I don't care for any of the other sequels. We were gonna rank them, and then we spoke about it, and we were like, nah. Because, like we said, we don't want to talk about things we're not passionate about. So we're not going to just force things and do a ranking and discuss films that we don't really care about. It's not fun for you guys, and it won't be fun for us. So we're not going to do that. And like you said, nothing's lived up to the first one. There's been hits and misses. I don't particularly like any of them except the first one, if I'm completely honest.
Dude,
This one,
the only one that came close to the first one, and when I say close, it's still quite a big gap, was number 4. I really enjoyed number 4. But the thing is as well, I was thinking about this. Did I enjoy number 4 because there was such a big gap between 3 and 4?
mm,
Or
yeah, the
did I
legacy
enjoy
sequel.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Or did I
yeah.
enjoy it because it was good? I don't know. I'll be honest.
Yeah, look, I don't want to fight you on this one, but for me, the fourth one is basically the first one, and the fifth one
Yeah,
is
dude,
basically
it is.
the
It
first one.
really is, though. It's the same
Um,
movie with different actors and stuff,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. So I was just like, okay, so we're just modernizing. We're basically remaking Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And I can't stand Chris Pratt, so there's also that. But yeah, look, the new one. I often say sometimes what's worse than a bad movie is a boring one. I was quite bored during this. I think Gareth Edwards is far too talented to be making a movie like this, and I'm going to be biased here and defend him. He was very much a gun for hire, if people aren't quite sure what I mean by that. Sometimes directors are hired, but it's not their film that they're making. It's a studio movie. So this is Universal going, we need a director, but we're getting final cut. You need to make the movie that we want you to make. This isn't your movie. Um, there are parts that are great. I mean, there's a scene with the T Rex where you see it, and then it's blocked by something, and then that something moves, and then the T Rex is gone. And I was like, there were shots that I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Um, I also, hot take of the day, I do not rate Scarlett Johansson as an actress. She's so emotionless, so robotic that when she starts speaking, I get bored. So that didn't help either.
Did you
Uh,
pick up on the? Did you see she's got teeth like Oliveira now, dude? Yes, those
uh,
things were bright, bro.
yeah,
Yo,
she's
no, I'm not dissing Oliveira. He's my boy, even though he got sent to another realm.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, the cast were just, and then Mahershala Ali. I mean, you cast who's one of the best
ah,
actors ever for me. Not just working currently, he's one
very
of the
good.
best actors ever. I mean, first thing I saw him in was Benjamin Button, and he's in that movie for like 5 minutes, if that. And I was like, who the hell was that guy? I mean, unbelievable.
Good.
I expected him to be used way more in the film, was very underused and very underwritten. I don't feel like they let
He's
him.
on.
Look, and for him, he's probably just having fun because, to be fair to him, he does a lot of serious movies. So he probably thought, you know what, Blade's been
He
delayed for
does
like
good. He
10
does.
years at this
He
point.
does. Yeah.
Let me do something fun. So I'm happy for him. It was nice to see him kind of chilled and having a good time. But I still wish they had given him more to do because he is Mahershala Ali. I think you have to give
Yeah.
him that respect and give him something to do. But yeah, for me,
Agreed.
it's a very soft 3 out of 5. I didn't dislike it, but is it something I'll rewatch? Maybe once, maybe one more time, just because Gareth Edwards. Look, I'll say this to wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's a it's a very well made film. It's just not a very good one. The filmmaking is there. It's a very
Yeah.
well made film. I mean, Gareth Edwards is
Yes.
amazing, but unfortunately for him, the script is not good,
No.
and the studio obviously wanted what they wanted, and he had very little to work with.
Like,
If you
dude,
disagree
like I'll
with
be
me,
honest, mate.
what he did was that. I
I
mean,
was excited. I was excited for this because it was the same writer from the first movie, and I'm like, ooh, okay, interesting. That's awesome. Let's go.
mm,
It should be good. Technically,
yeah.
on paper, it should be good.
Yeah, the problem is though is
Yeah.
that the first movie is based on a book, right? So David Koop just wrote the screenplay. He didn't come up with Jurassic Park. So I see your point. Like he worked on the first one, fair enough. So you'd think like, okay, they've got the guy who wrote or adapted the book for the first one. That's
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, I mean now we've moved on to mutated dinosaurs now. So they've tried everything. I think it's called
Very good.
Rebirth. I think they should have just yeah.
And they're probably gonna make another two movies. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's
I'm
too much.
curious to see what the
It's
box
too much.
office, how it does at the box office because it's not. I don't think it's gonna do Jurassic World numbers. I mean, that made over 1 billion.
It
Uh,
beats Avengers: Age of Ultron. I still remember that, dude. I was quite shocked.
Jeez, yeah, yeah. Jurassic World was huge, made a lot of
Yeah.
money. So this one, we'll see. And look, dude, if this, I will say this about this film. Its audience is definitely trying to. It's for a new audience. So, dude, at the end of the day, if this gets some kid out there into dinosaurs, I'll be very happy for that kid. It's
100%
just,
same here,
it's
dude.
just not for me. I didn't dislike it. Like I said, 3 out of 5. It was entertaining to a certain point, but mostly just, yeah, the story needed a lot of work, and the characters were like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, listen,
So,
agreed. I agree with you there, dude.
yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
so that's
moving
Jurassic
on.
World review. Well, Jurassic World Rebirth review.
Um, moving on. Okay, obviously nothing to speak about the MMA segment. We covered that last week. There was a break this week with MMA. Next week we will discuss it again. Okay,
Yeah,
so we
and then
gonna
no news
finish off.
either, except for that John Jones is now back in the testing pool. Have you seen this?
Yes, dude, I did. I don't believe it
Because
though.
because of the whole White House thing.
I don't believe it. I do not believe it, dude. Nope. As much as I'd love to see him smash Espinal, like bad. Like remember he dropped Machida? I want it like that, but worse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I want it
and he
worse.
would, he would,
He would?
he would.
100% he would. Because people are talking all that shit. Yes,
Yeah.
that man has got legal trouble outside of the octagon, but people don't understand how good that act is. They don't.
And it would be,
They have no.
I'd love to know his strategy, because everyone keeps talking about how Aspinall hasn't left round 1 and all this.
Yeah.
Dude, John would take him to the depths. I don't think John would want to finish him early. He'd be like, come, let's see what you've got in round 3, 4. I think John would want to take him down to a dark place and
Do
more.
you remember? Do you remember how they were going on about Cyril Gane being the new age of the heavyweights?
That guy
What
needs
did
to.
John do to him, dude? What did John do to him?
Oh, it was a joke. That fight was a joke. That's one of the worst fights I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
No, dude.
And the biggest piss take is that he's got the title fight with Aspinall.
Yeah.
It's a joke. The heavyweight division in the UFC is a joke, and
It's
people are going
dead.
to blame John
It's dead.
Jones. It's not
Dude,
him.
it's dead in the water.
It's
It's dead in
such
the
a
water. It's
dead
dead like
flipping weight.
Jurassic Park franchises. Yeah, it's dead, dude.
Yeah,
Full stop. It's
100%.
dead.
I mean, you're talking about the days of Kane and Junior. Oh my word, the heavyweight division was stacked at one point in time, and now it's absolute donkey doo doo. It sucks.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible, but
And
it's
most of them don't even look like athletes. I'm sorry, if you are an athlete and your tummy jiggles, I've got a big problem with that. Derek Lewis, Taito Ivasa, all these guys, you are athletes. Have some self-respect. Get into shape. Why is your tummy jiggling, bro? No, I can't. For me, I can't. Mm-mm. No.
look. I don't know about you, but I would. It's not going to happen. But I would love to see Ngannou come back to the
That
UFC.
will never
But like I
happen.
said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to
Relationship with
happen.
Dana
And I
is
would love
done.
to see him send Aspinall to another realm. I
Yeah,
really, yeah, I just,
I agree with you. I would love
yes,
to see it, but it's
Aspinall's good. Aspinall is good. He is a good fighter. I will give him that. But
mm,
that Oak's ego is too much. And it's the same with Paddy, but it is
mm,
the same with Paddy. Yo, dude, this week, the amount of people that came up to me and they're like, oh, Paddy's going to smash Taporia. Paddy's going to
mm.
smash Taporia.
Can't even
Okay, cool.
entertain that.
Yep.
Can't even entertain
Cool.
that. I'm not even going to respond to that. Yeah, that's pathetic.
No,
Absolutely
no,
pathetic.
dude, that's gonna end badly. That's all I'm gonna say. That's gonna end badly.
Yeah,
Yep. Scousers don't get knocked out. Cool. Okay, let's put that to the test. And if there's a
yeah.
man that can put that to the test, it's that man. So yeah.
Dude, Poirier's going to hit him so hard he's going to wake up a Man United fan. So that's what I have to say. Okay.
Yo. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. We're going to go back to our football segment, which is, our all-time 11, but now we're going back to each individual position.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start with our left backs. Okay. So from number 5 down to 1,
Mm-hmm.
you go first.
Yo, left backs. I struggled with this one. I'm not gonna lie to you because there are two that I love. No, three that I love.
Hmm.
And then, dude, it was very hard. There've been great left backs, but not many.
Correct.
It's a position where I feel like is one of the weakest, just in terms of great left back. So maybe there's some that I've forgotten. Fine, but for me, I just think of left backs that really made so much of an impact that they did even more, that they became wingers even. Um, yeah, because left back, I mean, even right back, to be honest, is not very stacked. So it wasn't as difficult as like centre back and goalkeeper.
Agreed, mate.
Uh, but yeah, my number 5 is Leighton Baines.
Oh, okay. I never
Yeah,
expected that.
no,
Again,
I
that lad.
know. Dude, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
What
cool
he
there,
did
bud.
for Everton, and just I think he's one of like the first, not one of the first, but I don't think we have the left back position the way it is now without him and other players I'm gonna mention.
Yeah,
They changed that position.
they
So I
did,
had to
dude.
mention
They did.
he was
No,
unbelievable.
listen, it's nothing wrong with that shot, but he was a
Yeah.
great player. My number 5 is, okay, I'm not a fan of the club. It's Patrice Evra. It's a great left back. He was
Mm.
a solid left back for United. Jeez, he was brilliant. He was really good. Um, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. No,
Um,
he was. He was.
yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah. Who's your number 4?
My number 4 is Andy Robertson. Love him. He's one of my favorite players of all time.
Great player,
Um,
dude. Great player.
his assists. I mean, I know that's not his position, but his work rate, his assists, his blocks, his interceptions. He's a complete left back. I mean, he's walking into any team,
Yeah,
any team's taking Andy
he's a great
Robertson.
player.
I mean,
Very great player, bud.
he's unbelievable. Everyone went on about Trent, and Andy was and is a better player than him, because Trent's a great attacking player, not the best defender.
No, he's not.
Uh, People need to give Andy Robertson his respect. He plays box to box. Um, Liverpool don't win that Champions League and those two Premier Leagues without him. It doesn't happen.
Agreed.
That partnership with him and Mane was unbelievable to watch.
Yeah,
And yeah, absolutely love Robertson. Yeah, so he's my number 4, definitely.
dude, that's a good shot, mate. My number 4 is Jordi Alba. He
Oh,
was brilliant
yeah,
for
that's
Barcelona. Brilliant. What a what an incredible player, really. Um, yeah, he was incredible. Who's your number 3?
3 is Marcelo.
Sure. Okay, we both got the same number 3, dude.
Nice, yeah. I mean, he was coming up I mean, you and I had already known each other when we were coming up, and there was this random Brazilian kid playing for Madrid, and we are like, oh, okay, he's decent. And I mean, he ended up becoming one
Great
of their
player.
best players ever, not just left backs ever, one of their best players ever. I mean, Marcelo was unbelievable. It's still weird watching Madrid play and not seeing him on the pitch. I still miss him. I haven't quite gotten used to the
Oh,
fact that he's there anymore.
he was he had such a presence on the field, dude.
Yes.
particularly in that position, because that's like we said, dude, that position is, yeah, it's not defenders don't really grab the headlines and stuff. Um, so yeah, he's incredible. He was an incredible player.
Mm.
Great servant to Real Madrid and what he achieved there. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
100%. Yeah, so that,
Okay,
that was
so
your three, right?
yeah, that was my number three, dude. Who's your
Nice.
number two?
So number two, it has to be Ashley Cole. Ashley,
Dude, we got the same number two.
we've got the same top three. I'll bet money now we've got the
Yeah,
same
we've got
number.
the same top three.
I mean,
That's right,
same
dude.
there's only Ashley Cole. He's the best Premier League left back ever. Um,
Yeah.
no one's touching him.
Yes.
No one's
Yeah,
touching
dude.
him.
Listen, he
Love Robertson,
was.
I do, but Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole's literally
Yeah,
walking into any team. Way back then, now, future, whatever. If you need a left back and he's an option, you're putting him on the pitch.
dude. He
There's no,
was brilliant,
well,
dude.
except
He
for
was
the number
brilliant.
one.
He was fantastic.
Yeah,
Sure. Okay. So obviously my number two is the same as yours, and then number one is Roberto Carlos
there you
for
go.
me.
Yeah,
It's the
same,
same as
same
yours.
number
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
Absolute powerhouse. Legendary free kicks. Yeah, he was also what a player he was. What a player he was for Real Madrid and for Brazil. Yo, he was brilliant. Yeah. Um, I won't lie, dude. I almost put in, but I didn't because he's still young. He almost went in at number five, and that's Nuno Mendes because that kid is unbelievable. My word,
in a
he's
few years'
unbelievable.
time, he will be on this list for sure.
Yep,
In a few years' time,
he
he
will
will
be.
be 100%.
I mean, look what he did to. Okay, I know the kid's still young, but look what he did to uh, Lamal. Look what he did to all those teams that he played against in the Champions League. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
If you if you pick him up, Saka, Lamal, all those legs are going to come falling out of his pocket. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy. He's
no,
no,
100%.
he's unbelievable. I would love to see him in the Premier League. I'd love
Yes,
to see what he could do in the Premier League because he's
yeah,
got the pace, he's got the power. It would be brilliant to see him there. So yeah.
no, 100%.
Um. Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Moving on to right backs.
This is gonna
Yeah.
be very quick. You go first, bro. But I'm telling you now, mine's gonna be very quick because it's not a position that I. There aren't a lot of right backs that I like, so I'm gonna go
Enough.
very quickly through mine. Yeah.
Okay. So number five for me is Linian Thuram from France and
Oh,
Juventus. He was brilliant. He's a great
no.
player. Um. Yeah. I mean, he was part of that '98 World Cup squad that won the World Cup
Mm,
for the first time with France. Well, France's first World Cup. So yeah, I had to throw him in there, and he was always a joy to watch. I do like a lot of French players. You guys will notice that as these lists continue. Um, yeah, I think he's brilliant. I really think he's brilliant. So yeah, who's your
mhm.
number five, D?
Um, I know he didn't obviously end up in that position, but and he's my number five because he obviously transitioned to centre back. But his time as right back, he was one of the best right backs I've ever seen, and that was Sergio Ramos. So I'm putting him as
Yeah,
number
dude,
five
listen,
right back, not as a player, because I mean, as
that's a
centre
shot.
back, we've already done
That's a
that.
shot,
But
mate.
yeah, when he started off as a right back, he was unbelievable. So I had to,
No,
even though it was a short amount of time, he was one of the best right backs at the time and
yeah,
ever for me. Even though he was so
agreed.
young, he was unbelievable. So yeah,
No, he was.
I had to name Ramos.
Okay,
So
so my number four is Javier Zanetti.
nice. We've got
Yeah,
the same number four.
same number four. Awesome. I love we have the same number three, and I think we do.
We've definitely got the same number one.
Yeah, we have got the same number one. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Mazzanetti was class.
Yeah,
Class.
yeah. Great
Great
player
play.
for Juve, for Juve. What am I saying? For Inter Milan and for
Yeah.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Just never won anything with Argentina, unfortunately. That's the only sad thing.
Yeah.
But he was brilliant. He was brilliant.
No, he was.
Um. Okay, so who's your number four? Same.
Same as you, yeah. So who's your number three
Same.
then?
Number three is Danny Alves, the
Yep.
man that
Same
never
as
stopped
three.
running. Same number
Yep.
three.
Same number three. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a curveball here. Let's see if your number two is the same as mine.
Oh wait,
Is he
just hold on, hold
German?
on. Just about Alves.
Oh, okay.
Um, just to say about Alves, completely relentless, was like a dog with a bone, and he would not, literally would not leave you alone. He would bite onto you, and that was it. He had your number. Bye bye. Sleep well.
Dude,
Um,
that Oaks tank was unbelievable. He was never
yeah,
tired. He was
never tired.
always, yeah.
No, great play,
Dude, he was.
box to box, and I loved his grit, I loved his tenacity, and like I said, if he got told this is the player, this is the one you're marking, it was a long night for you. People must have been so sick of him by the end of that 90 minutes because he just wouldn't leave you alone.
Agreed.
Great
Yeah,
player,
agreed, dude.
a great player. Yeah,
No, he
your
was
number
great.
two, your number two is a German, and your number one's a Brazilian. Let's go.
100%.
There
So number two is Blom,
Yep. I mean, has to
same
be.
as yours.
And we saw him live. Come on.
Yeah, we did see him live, but that was very special. We saw a lot of great plays that night. Yo,
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
um, yeah. And then
Yeah.
obviously
Lam
number one is Cafu.
Lam never got a red card, right?
Sure, I need to check that. I
Let me double
don't
check.
think he.
Stickity. Was he your number two? While I check for this, I'm pretty sure he never got a
But
red card.
he was just so. I mean, he was so commanding in that position. But he was box to box. His distribution. One of my first memories of him was that 2006 World Cup. But he was. I mean, that German team wasn't a favorite to do well, and here's this guy that is just he was putting performance after performance, and I mean, he was such a great captain for Germany, but
It was amazing.
no, he was brilliant, and I mean, at Bayern he was a machine. Um, yeah, great player. Look, I did almost put Joshua Kimmich because I did feel like him and Lam they've got similarities, but
Mm,
Kimmich obviously transitioned to a centre defensive mid. Even same thing with I almost put him in here, but I can't. I can't have a Spurs player on this list. Screw that. There's no chance. There's no chance. And that was Bale. Bale almost made the left backs because he did start as a left back, and he was
mm,
good as a left back.
mm.
So yeah, for me, going back to what I was saying, Lam was just a brilliant player. He was a
No,
fantastic
it's
player. So yeah,
phenomenal player. Yeah, yeah, and can confirm he never got a red card in his entire career. I mean, that's unbelievable.
that's unbelievable, dude. That's an incredible
That just
feat.
shows you how good his tackles were because he got stuck in. That just
No, he
shows
did.
you how good his tackles
Did.
were. Um,
Um,
Great player.
yeah, no, he was a
Yeah.
great player, dude.
And then the number one, Cafu. I mean, yeah, he's the greatest of all time. There's no
Yeah,
as great as Lam is, doesn't even touch Cafu. There's no one like Cafu. For
yeah.
Brazil,
And
for
please don't.
Milan, he was just unstoppable. He was unstoppable.
I'm telling you now, the United fans in particular are gonna come at us hard, dude, because they're gonna say, why is Gary Neville not on this list?
Can I show my middle finger on YouTube? Pretend this is my middle finger.
No,
He's not
dude.
even a good pundit. He's not even good at talking about football. Never mind being a right back. So
No,
no,
definitely.
no,
No.
I don't want to hear it.
Um, yeah. Um, Okay, obviously, your guys, big loss this week in the world of football. For
Mm.
those of you maybe don't know, Diego Jota passed away in a car accident alongside his brother. Um, yeah, you broke the news to me. When was it? Was it yesterday? No, it was Thursday. Am I right?
Thursday, Thursday
Thursday.
morning. Yeah.
Um, saw a message come through from you, and you're like, "Did you see what happened with Jota?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm expecting. Okay, is he linked to like a bigger club?
Mm.
Not that Liverpool's a small club. They're not. They're brilliant. But is he being transferred?"
Mm.
And dude, I still remember when you sent me that message. I went cold, dude. I was like, "Oh
Mm.
my word, no man, this isn't real."
Mm.
Um, yeah, very sad. Um, obviously, I'm not sad because he's. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not because he's a Portuguese player or because he's a Liverpool player. He's
Mm.
a he's a father. He's
Mm.
a husband. You know, the
It's a fun.
family's gonna. Yeah, I mean, I feel so sad for his family.
Mm.
Um, he was a great player. He was. I mean, he played a big part with you guys, like winning this past
Mm.
season.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but he was a brilliant talent, dude. And
Yeah.
the more you read about all the stuff that he used to do, it made you appreciate even more what a great person he was. So yeah, big loss to the football community.
Mm.
Um, it's so sad, dude. It's so
Very.
sad.
It is very sad. Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, he got married 2 weeks ago to his high school sweetheart.
Yeah,
He leaves children behind. He
very
leaves
sad.
a wife behind. He leaves parents behind. Parents had to bury both
So
sons,
sad, man.
28 and 25 years old. I mean, he was only 28
Yeah,
at his whole
28 years
career.
old. Yeah, and I
It's
mean,
tragic. Yeah, it's tragic. I
so
think in
yeah,
times like
guys,
this, it's very important to really reach out to the people you care about, you know. Life is short, anything can
100%.
happen at any time. Let's not take it for granted. We woke up this morning, so praise the Lord for that. Thank you, God, that we woke up and
Amen
we
to
can
that.
do this podcast. And yeah, condolences to his family and all of those who are mourning around the world, you know, with all these wars and
Yeah,
atrocities that are happening. Um, I think we all need to just reflect on everything that's going on. And as bad as things can look for us in our personal lives, we need to be grateful that we're not going through worse, because there certainly are people going through worse. I mean, we're here talking about movies and things we love,
yeah,
and people are going through much worse. So yeah, very sad. Um, yeah, I mean, he had so much ahead of him for Portugal, for club.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
very sad.
it's very sad, bud. It's very sad, and yeah, it's a massive loss for Liverpool, but it's also, I think it's a bigger loss for Portugal, bud.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, no, for sure,
yeah. So yeah,
definitely, definitely,
so
yeah.
yeah. Obviously, we don't like to end this podcast on a sad note. So yeah, look, guys, like Dino said, you know, don't take anyone for granted. Um, this man knows that I don't take him for granted.
Yeah, was brother.
Our
Yeah,
friendship has been strong for all these years, bud. And yeah, at the end of the day, we want to bring you guys some laughs and some good advice on movies and stuff, and also
mm,
just yeah, give you guys something to listen to, whether it's while you're driving or training at the gym or studying or cleaning the house, something for you guys to listen to. So as always, thank you
yeah.
for your
Thanks,
guys'
guys.
time. And please give us a like and a subscribe and share this with your friends and family. All right. Till next time, guys.
Peace. God bless. Take care, people. Be safe out there.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.